in my last video, I don't feel like I was very respectful to the Aryan Brotherhood, probably because I was put with a guy that's Aryan Brotherhood who makes the Aryan Brotherhood look bad. And I mean, maybe he's not Aryan Brotherhood, but all I'm saying is, like, someone that sits there and rants about faggots all day, it's not someone I like. Like, why don't you just keep your mouth shut? And someone that sits there and rants about Jews all day, why don't you keep your mouth shut? And someone that rants about gang shit all day, why don't you keep your mouth shut? That's the thing. So there are very different people in the Aryan Brotherhood, and the reality is, if I ever go to prison, then I would definitely be cool with the Aryan Brotherhood. At least in California. I feel like in Colorado we don't really have Aryan Brotherhood here, so I mean, I don't feel like but like, we have white people that team up, and people tend to team up based on race, and so what I'm trying to say is, like, I actually do have respect for the Aryan Brotherhood. I feel like a lot of people in the Aryan Brotherhood aren't like the guy that I was with, who was an ASEG for 2 years because he has a problem with his personality. He's not respectful. He doesn't keep his mouth shut. He sits there and rants about Jews all day and rants about fags all day. And I feel like the Aryan Brotherhood probably has a lot of fags. When people go to prison, sometimes they're gayer than they are, like, on the outside, because, like, they want to have sex, and they want to, and they don't have any options that are female. And so sometimes that's when you find out that you're bisexual, is when you're in jail. And so the Aryan Brotherhood's not that guy. This guy that I was with, he was a prick. And he was a wannabe Edward Norton. And I'm not a wannabe Edward Norton. I'm a guy that believes that if you're a real gangster, you don't have to sit there and talk about it. And some people, when they get to jail, all they want to do is talk. And some people, when they go to jail, all they want to do is figure out how to not talk, because they don't want to sit around snitching, because they understand that it doesn't matter who you're talking to if there's a bug. And the last thing the sheriffs are ever going to tell you is if there's a bug in your cell, because they have the right to bug the entire prison. And so when you think that you need to run your mouth off, then the reality is you are not a person that I want to deal with. And in my experience, some people run their mouth, like I said, like at the jail in Colorado Springs specifically. I don't think they actually have Aryan Brotherhood, unless there's, like, someone that was Aryan Brotherhood in prison and then they come to Colorado. But there are a lot of different cliques that are represented, and the low-level people tend to talk the most, and people that are like, actually in the game don't. And so, like, I feel like I've shown a lot of respect for the Bloods, because I do have a respect for Blood. And I feel like I haven't shown very much respect for Crip, because I don't have that much respect for Crips. But it doesn't mean that I couldn't be cool with Crip. So all I'm trying to say is I do have respect for the Aryan Brotherhood. Like, I feel like I have friends that have spent time in prison enough that, like, they are very Aryan Brotherhood, and they'd be pissed off if I was like, fuck the Aryan Brotherhood. But it doesn't mean that I want to be part of it, and it doesn't mean that I want to be involved. I just want to, like, what I'm trying to say is, I just, like, in general, I want to mind my own business. And I feel like when you join a gang, you automatically are put in the middle of everyone's business, and that's not what I want to do. So I'm sorry if I showed disrespect. Like, I have, like, the reality is I have a lot of respect for the Aryan Brotherhood, and like, just because someone was a certain way doesn't mean I don't have respect for the group in general. And I have a lot of respect for the Sinaloa cartel, even though some people run their mouth, and, like, I don't view myself as Sinaloa cartel at all. Like, I mean, I'm not. I know the Sinaloa cartel has a relationship with my business partners, but not all of them. So the world's a diverse place. All I'm saying is I'm sorry that I was disrespectful if anybody thought I was being that way. Like, I actually do have respect for the Aryan Brotherhood.